Happy Hump Day, degenerates. It is Wednesday, October 1st. Can you believe it's October already? I spelled this wrong. I made an agenda because we got a lot to talk about. First, I want to talk about WPay versus Yieldmax. These are fund-to-funds. Yieldmax invests in their own Yieldmax funds. WPay invests in the Roundhill funds. And I want to show you the yields because they're interesting. Yieldmax is a universal fund of funds, trading at $12. Distributions 12, 8, and 13. They declared today, by the way. They pay Friday. Yields 47%. WPay yields more. 62%. They've only had, I think that was their third payment, 54 cents, 51 cents, 88 cents. They had a massive payment. They declared Monday. Ex-date was yesterday. They paid today. That's a much bigger yield. So you're thinking, should I move some money from Yieldmax to WPay? I thought about it. But then I realized, Roundhill uses more leverage. So in a bull market, it's going to do better. And we're in a bull market. Yieldmax, I think, will perform better in a bear market. It'll perform well in a bull market, as we're seeing. But in a bear market, I think it will be a little more stable than WPay. So I'm not moving money yet to WPay. We'll keep an eye on it and go from there. But if you look at the just look at NDX, the NASDAQ, we're at an all-time high, and I can take this way back as far as you want, but we're at all-time highs. So I think WPay will do better. Are we going to keep going up? I don't know. But, I'm worried about a bear market because of the all-time highs. It's been a while since a real bearish market. We had a dip in. This is a daily chart. Yeah, back in April, took a little tumble but came right back up. So I'm not going to touch it yet, but something to watch. Rec shares, they declared Monday. They paid today. They've got NVII, NVIDIA, TSII, Tesla, MSII, MicroStrategy, and COII on Coinbase. Their yields are lower, but these are growth and income funds. They, I believe, only sell. They have synthetic call put positions, which kind of mimics the underlying. For NVII, in that case, is NVIDIA. But they only sell 50% of the covered calls on 50% of those positions. So you're not capped on the upside. You get more upside advantage, but you don't make as much income, especially if it stays flat or goes down. So the yields are 46, 54, 19, and 23%. And I do the average of the three based on the current price. I updated these myself. But let's look at a chart. I had that up. Let me show you again. VII is just, look at that. They just launched, what's the date here? May 28th, and it's been nothing but up. Little here. I think NVIDIA had some news, but look at the dividends they're paying. They're paying every week. So, that's solid. What else did we want to talk about? Defiance has a new fund coming out called Trill. I'm going to show you that. Trill Defiance. Spelled that wrong, but it still came up. And I want the Defiance website. It is. This is the $1 billion club ETF. 7 YMAG has a Mag 7, a bunch of Mag 7. I'm going to get to Mag 7 in a minute. But they are going to just trade options on the trillion-dollar stocks. NVIDIA, Tesla, Microsoft, Apple, Alphabet, Amazon, Meta, Broadcom, Berkshire, iShares, Bitcoin Trust. Curious to see. It hasn't paid a dividend yet, so when it does, we'll put that on the list and see what happens. It won't be a degenerate yield, but if you want exposure to all these companies, which we think are pretty safe, then that'll be something to look at. Anyway, Yieldmax launched a new fund on Circle. It is trading. There's no dividends yet. I think they're in Group D, which will declare in. We just got to Group A, so 3 weeks. They'll declare in 3 weeks. I don't know if they'll pay a dividend that first time. They may get an extra 4 weeks in. It'll be a 4-week payer, but we'll see, and we'll track it as it comes. Roundhill, they had distributions on YBTC and ETH. If you want exposure to Ethereum, there's others coming, but this is the only one I track. And I went too far. Here they are. YBTC, which is a Bitcoin covered call strategy. They paid 39 cents, 41 cents, 39 cents, which they declared yesterday. They'll pay tomorrow, Thursday, 47% yield. And then the Ethereum fund, 39, 39, 38, pretty stable, 77% yield. If you want to have some exposure to Ethereum and make 77% yield, go for it. Not degenerate enough for me, as you guys know. But again, they'll pay tomorrow. Yield Boost launched some new funds. SMCYY, which is on Super Microcomputer, and HOYY, which is on Robinhood. They do credit put spreads on double leverage funds. So the double leverage for Super Microcomputer, so on and so forth. They have not paid a dividend yet. Can't wait till they do, because Yield Boost is my favorite weekly. COYY. In fact, let's look at their yields, because they're massive. They're doing something right. These are the Yield Boost funds here. COYY, which is a double leverage Coinbase they trade on, 155% yield based on the average of the last three. They just paid yesterday. They'll declare again tomorrow. 55 cents, 55 cents, 50 cents. It's huge. I own this. I love it. My biggest position is TSYY, which is their double leveraged Tesla fund. It's only $8 a share, and it's paying 21, 22, 22, 134%. Those are the best weeklies, and that's an annualized yield, of course. They're not paying that much every week, but you put $7,000 into this fund and into COYY, and you're making $1,000 a month. Or look at the other way, almost less than 8 months. Whatever you put in, you're getting your money back. So if everything stays the same, which we know it doesn't, not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. Do not take anything I say as financial advice. It's for entertainment purposes only. But I own these. In fact, I own 18 high yield ETFs, and started investing in these in January. I put about $1,000 a month. So I've put in, I don't know, 9 to 10,000. The portfolio is worth 15, so I've got growth there. And I'm just I reinvest all dividends into whatever I'm buying at that week. And right now it's iKoi, as you know, which is a Bitwise fund. They're paying 200%, but I mean they're doing well, so no complaints. So anyway, I made $11 my first month, which was January. I made $1,200 in September. Just putting in some money, reinvesting the dividends. These are not growth funds. These are income funds. So they will go down in price, but you're getting paid a dividend that generally is higher than the loss of the net asset value, the price. So that's kind of my strategy right now. I'm just in phase one. I'm just putting in money, reinvesting the dividends. I want to get this to where the income is enough to retire on, or a little bit more than what I make now in my job, and then I can take that out to live on, reinvest some more. I want to make more, keep reinvesting, keep growing this for my kids, my grandkids, their kids, so on and so forth. So anyway, I'm on a tangent here, but that's Yield Boost. Love Yield Boost. Defiance had some distributions. Let's look there. These are Defiance here. You see they declare Tuesday and Wednesday for Thursday and Friday payments. MST 91%. And they actually paid a lower dividend, but averaged the three: 14, 16, 14, 91%. That's a MicroStrategy fund. AMDU, which is an AMD fund, 46%. HIMI, which is Hims and Hers, is the underlying, 96%. They paid 33, 50, and 51. That's going up. Who, which is a Robinhood fund, 24, 21, 28, 51%. PLT, which is Palantir, 43%. And I'm sure you guys have already seen the actual declarations, so I'll just go over the yields. SMCC, which is Super Microcomputer, 61%. WDTE, which is an S&P fund. You get lower yields with the indexes, but a little more stability. 28%. QQQY, which is a NASDAQ, 33%. IWMY, I own this. If it's blue, I own it. And you can see I own 18 of these. So well diversified. Sometimes a dividend or a distribution goes up 1 week, another one goes down. Doesn't matter. I'm making money, and the money is growing. So I love it. So IWMY is 61%. That's awesome for an index. USOY, which is oil, U.S. oil. If you want some oil exposure, 64% yield. GLDY, gold, if you want some gold exposure, 34%. And gold's going up. So is it at the top? We don't know. We got a government shutdown. Who knows? Bitcoin was up today, by the way. And I believe gold was up. So 34% yield on that. Back to the agenda. Yieldmax Group A declared today. Yieldmax groups theirs, Group A, B, C, and D, and they pay every 4 weeks, and it's staggered. Group A this week, Group B next week, Group C the following week, Group D after that, then back to A. They declared today. They got a Berkshire fund, which that's the lowest yield of the group. If it's red, it's the lowest. Green is the highest. This is the weakest group of Yieldmax, but I do own the Tesla fund. But Berkshire, 19%. Crash, which is an inverse fund on Tesla. So if you want to kind of hedge, it's not a one-to-one hedge with Tesla, but they're both paying a yield. 67% on Crash, 68% on Tesla, and then you're making money if it goes up or down. You know, that's solid. So kind of a hedge there. I've thought about buying Crash. Tesla's just on a tear. So, in fact, let me show you a Tesla. That's just insane. And if you ever, this is trading, to put some indicators on there, I can. But, the Doge period when everyone hated Elon and their Teslas. But then look, up, it's a great company. It's a $1 trillion company. And then if you look at, like, say, Lee, you'll see the chart looks the same. Almost identical. It goes up with Tesla, it goes down with Tesla. Crash does the opposite. down to $3, but paying a solid dividend. So that's my thought about that. Back to Group A. Feet and 5e. These are Dorsey Wright companies. There's a featured 5 and a hybrid 5. Kind of a basket, of companies. A little safer if you want, less NAV drop or less relative beta. I don't like the word NAV erosion. It just follows the stock. But these have different stocks in them. They're paying 56% and 36% yields. GUI, which is a Google, 56%. OARC, which is ARC, based on ARC, 48%. Robley, this is a new fund. They trade options on Roblox. I don't know what they do, but I guess the kids do. They've paid twice, 207 and 301. So that yield's going up. We'll have to keep an eye on that. Reddit is a new fund. They've just paid once. They declared that today. And $1.05. That's a 31% yield. And I can do this and that. 38,000 gets you 1,000 a month. Snoy trades on Snowflake, 57%. Tesla's the winner of the average, but not of the day. They're at 68%. TSMI, or TSMY, that's Taiwan Semiconductor is their underlying TSM. They're at 58% yield, but look at this distribution. They went 95, 38, and $1. I think that's 100. Maybe no. Tesla had 100 and something yield. Yeah, 80 cents. They went from 30, 39 to 80. I think that was 100% based on just that dividend. But again, I like the average. Zomo, which is ExxonMobil, 26%, and Ybit, which trades options on the iShares Bitcoin Trust Ibit. A little bit of a raise, 54 down to 27, now up to 30, 48% yield. So that's Yieldmax Group A. I'll do a prediction video on, of course, all the weeklies I do every week, and I'll do Group B sometime this weekend, and we'll talk about those just to give you a little bit. Babo, Dips, Platy, the Palantir one, that's just massive. Maro, which trades Mara, a lot of crypto there, 99%. So we'll talk about those. Anyway, let's go to the agenda. Did we cover everything? Not yet. Oh, Roundhill has a new fund, MAG-C. I want to show you this because Magnificent 7. Let's look at YMAG. That is Magnificent 7. Basically, just trade with these 7 companies. If it pops up, and I'll show you those 7. Work my mouse. Apple, Amazon, Alphabet, Meta, Microsoft, Nvidia, and Tesla. They trade on those. Pretty safe. Of course, there is risk, not financial advice. You know the thing. But this new one, MAG-C, is a Magnificent 7 of Chinese companies. Roundhill, right? Yeah, China Magnificent 7. Some of the companies you've heard of: Alibaba, Baidu, Xiaomi. I haven't heard of the rest, but interesting. I'm not really interested in having anything to do with China, so I'm going to hold off on this one, of course, but we'll watch it. I'll add it to the list when it starts paying. I believe it's trading. I think it just opened yesterday, but we'll keep an eye on it and let you guys decide based on yields what your investment objectives are. Right now, mine are high yield. Stack put money in, stack, make the income. Then, once I have enough to retire, I'm thinking 3 to 5 years, then maybe drip back into the same funds, or diversify even more. Like I said, I own 18 of these. I think it's pretty well diversified, but you can't be too diversified. And of course, we need a bear market to kind of test, where these things are at. But again, I appreciate you guys. Have a wonderful evening. Your homework assignment: leave a comment. Of course, hit the like, subscribe if you don't, hit the little bell to put the notifications on all so you know when my videos are coming out. But give me a comment. What do you think of the coverage? Do you want to see more of something, less of something? This is your channel. I just enjoy talking about this stuff. It's a new channel. I don't make any money from this, zero. But it's not about that. I like to talk about it. I watch a bunch of other YouTubers. We talk about it, and this is the future of investing, in my opinion. But you be the judge. Anyway, leave a comment. Have a great day, and we'll see you next time.